Will Stephanie cement her meteoric rise? Or will Iyo's historic year get even better? We'll find out in 3 weeks because...
All right, we soon going to talk about Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky for the Women's World Championship at Wrestlepalooza and how this is going to finish. Tune in more to the Pink Square Circle. Hey, guys, we back to Pink Square Circle. We will talk about Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky surprise results for Wrestlepalooza. The ending may shock you. We are going to talk about it. Now, we know that this is one of the big matches for Wrestlepalooza. Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky for the vacant Women's World Championship. So we need to crown a new Women's World Champion. Now, I said before in a previous video that Stephanie wasn't going to face Iyo or Rhea. It would be a random opponent, but we see it's going to be Iyo Sky. Now, Stephanie, I know she still has the fan favorite of all her fans that want her to win, but there have been reports suggesting that Iyo Sky will be the betting odds to win. And we got to remember too, Triple H and Creative, everyone's expecting Stephanie Vaquer to win because she is on a high meteoric rise, as Adam Pearce has stated, announcing the match. But it could be a shocking twist to this whole thing. Now, we know that Stephanie earned her right, as I stated before, to compete for the Women's World Championship by winning the Battle Royal at WWE Evolution PLE back in July. But Iyo Sky previously had a match against Naomi for the Women's World Championship on Raw, scheduled before Naomi announcing her pregnancy and her maternity leave. Now, Iyo Sky has the most experience heading to this match. She is a multiple-time former women's champion, held the championship not too long ago, as a matter of fact. Stephanie, she hasn't been on the main roster that long. She's been there for a few months right after WrestleMania. She's done her thing as on the roster. She's been in Money in the Bank match. She's been in Evolution, winning the Battle Royal, everything. But we know, I know there's a lot of praise for Stephanie Vaquer. But I know she did an interview with Chris Van Fleet. She talks about how, she has to go become a Women's World Champion.
Year yet, which is amazing. You won a Slammy Award.
Yes.
Breakout star. So what, you were the champ in NXT, so, double champ and the Slammy Award. And if things go well for you at Wrestlepalooza, Women's World Champion, how do you possibly top this year?
My best year. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Amazing year.
Happy birthday to your dad.
Yeah. It's everything happened for one reason. When they say go to Clash in Paris, I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Yeah, because you were supposed to have a match there.
Yeah.
And of course, congratulations to Naomi. What amazing news.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match didn't happen.
Yeah, everything changed about that. So I'm sad for the match. I'm so happy for Naomi. But I'm so sad. But everything, I think, is better because I have more time for training, focus. Next match is with Iyo. Amazing. She's amazing. So versus Iyo and ESPN big show with WWE Wrestlepalooza. So it's like amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really amazing. It's sometimes everything changed for one reason. It's my dad's birthday, and he come for first time watch my match and live. So it's everything perfect.
I don't know how it can get better than that. Like, I don't know how next year could possibly be better than this year, but you'll somehow find a way, I'm sure. I think it is. Why do you think it is that the audience connects with you so much?
I don't know. Maybe many people don't know about my career before WWE, but I think people really can see every time when I go to ring, people can see it's my life. Wrestling is my passion, is my everything. I Every time I pour my soul in the ring. So maybe people really can see that for that reason, support me a lot. And I'm so happy with that. Really, really, I'm so happy because people really support me. So I have 1 year here,
Yeah.
10 months.
That's it.
And people's like really support me. Like, thank you, because it's a lot of sacrifice. And really, wrestling is my first language and my life and my passion is everything. So people can see that.
When you say that you didn't have a plan B, like it was wrestling or nothing, did you ever have a point where you felt like it wasn't going to work out?
Wow. Yes, when I live in Mexico.
And you were sleeping in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many times I'm almost call my dad and say, okay, I quit. But no, I didn't.
What made you keep going?
Because I'm, I don't know, hard-headed. Maybe for that reason.
Now, that was Stephanie Vaquer with Chris Van Fleet talking about how she was upset the Clash in Paris match got canceled and how she really wants to win the championship. We know Stephanie, she went through a lot. If you listen to that interview, she slept in kitchens. She had no place to live. She did everything she could to get to WWE, even after a failed 2018 tryout. But like I said, even though everyone wants Stephanie to win, there could be reason why Iyo Sky may be the one to dethrone Stephanie and win the vacant Women's World Championship, because we got two baby faces in Stephanie and Iyo. There's no healing this, none of that. So when you have it done like two baby faces fighting for a championship, you're going to have a twist and something's going to unfold. But I have reason why Iyo Sky may be the one.
WWE Asuka versus Iyo Sky, just like we always talked about.
You guys remember, Iyo Sky is still tied to this Asuka and Kairi Sane being by her side and Rhea Ripley. I believe this whole dynamic, this could be a big storyline, and we could eventually get Iyo Sky versus Asuka, and it will be for the Women's World Championship. Unfortunately, since it is for the Women's World Championship, it will have to be Iyo Sky to defeat Stephanie Vaquer to put out this big storyline for Asuka versus Iyo Sky. Given their history, both of them being damage control together and wrestling overseas years ago. So this could be a bigger storyline than Stephanie Vaquer. Now, Stephanie Vaquer, the reason I say she will not win, like I said, Stephanie, great competitor. I don't think it's time for her to win just yet because of storyline. She just got to the main roster, and WWE has a tendency of putting a championship on someone very quickly, as they call it, hot-shotting it. We've seen this with Stephanie at NXT, with the NXT Women's title and the North American title. Even though that was great at NXT, I don't think that should work now for the main roster. We've seen with Tiffany Stratton, with her win the Women's Championship. I think it'll be too predictable and too quick. I think you should savor the moment for Stephanie Vaquer to win the championship, maybe at a WrestleMania next year, SummerSlam next year, whatever the case may be. It'll make her victory that much more sweeter. Iyo and Asuka have a bigger storyline that's going to unfold, similar to the Iyo Sky and Bayley storyline last year when Iyo was champion, when Bayley got kicked out of damage control. I think this will be a much big storyline, and we never saw Asuka versus Iyo Sky. Now, that's the match people want to see much more than Iyo Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer, of anything like that. But I know if Stephanie were to win, we could get Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley, but again, you save that down the line. I believe that what's going to happen with Asuka and Kairi Sane coming down there to help her, I believe that could be a factor. The way the finish would happen, it would look like Stephanie is going to gain the victory and win the championship. This is when Asuka would interfere and Rhea Ripley would interfere. Now, you thinking that their interference is going to eventually cost Iyo the championship. And in fact, it will help Iyo accidentally. It will cost Stephanie a championship. Now, with that being said, Stephanie will lose and Iyo will win. Stephanie will not lose cleanly, and she still will look strong as a competitor, and she still can go on her quest and chase for the Women's World Championship. It does not hurt her character or anything of that matter. But Iyo Sky, she will win the championship. It just won't be the way she anticipated on winning the championship. Because let's face it, Asuka and Rhea, they have cost the Iyo matches before. I don't know if they want to run that same play once again. Now it's for the Women's World Championship. Let them do that, but it will actually help Iyo. And Iyo will be mad at Asuka, and Asuka could say, I helped you win because I want to face you for the Women's World Championship. Now, they could have a storyline that could go on for the rest of this year, leading up to maybe even WrestleMania 41 next year. That will be in Las Vegas. WrestleMania 42. So, just like 41 was in Vegas, 42 will be in Vegas. So, we got to see how that's going to work out. But I think Iyo Sky versus Asuka will be a much bigger storyline. I don't see the whole Stephanie versus Asuka being a storyline. Stephanie and Rhea is the match, but that's not the match we do right now. And they actually can feud without having the championship on the line, because Stephanie could be mad at Rhea for unintentionally screwing her out of the championship. They could start a program simultaneously while Iyo Sky and Asuka have their program going on. But I believe that Asuka could help her win. I think Io's going to become the Women's World Champion, not Stephanie Vaquer at this time. But that's all I have for Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky. Surprise results at Wrestlepalooza. The ending was shocking. You guys let me know what you think of the whole scenario between Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky for the Women's World Championship at Wrestlepalooza. You guys click the link below to the next video. And until then, I will see you guys later.